Gun Sports Radio is sponsored by Love Radio Network.
It's time to get educated on your Second Amendment right. It's time to get locked and loaded with Gun Sports Radio. Your hosts, Dave Stahl and Lance Pelkey, will teach you everything there is to know about firearms, self-defense, and the laws that affect your American right to own and bear arms. Now, here's your host, Dave Stahl and Lance Pelkey.
Folks, welcome back. You are listening to Gun Sports Radio right here on FM 96.1 AM 1170. The Answer. This segment and show is brought to you by The Gun Range San Diego, 7853 Balboa Avenue in San Diego. Open 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Go to thegunrangesandiego.com. You can get scheduled to go out and shoot. They have events. They got classes. You can get your CCW. You can do it all right there. It's a one-stop shop. The Gun Range San Diego, thegunrangesandiego.com. Well, hey, folks, Lance Pelkey is back.
He's back.
Off of his Around the World in 80 Days.
Yeah.
Every time I turn around, he's gone.
Last time it was the driving 6,700 miles.
Yeah.
And then this time we went up to Alaska.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. The weather was much better up there.
Yeah, I know. By the photos, they were looking like they were
stunning.
off the chart.
Hey, and by the way, Gun Range San Diego, they've got this killer deal on 9mm and 45. They're almost out. They still have some rounds left, but we keep cautioning people that they should load up on ammo now, get that extra 1,000 rounds or whatever.
Yeah, because it's going to be in serious trouble in July 1st?
What they call it?
That's when it starts.
Ammo-geddon. That's what they're calling it. Ammo-geddon.
All right. Well, hey, Michael Schwartz is in the house. Yeah. Joe Dramishi is in the house.
Joe's here, too.
Yeah, but I think Michael has a special guest on the line.
I do. Very special guest, Ray Pearson for Assembly 2020. He is running in District 76, which is basically North County and Coastal. Ray's the father of 3, lives with his wife in Carlsbad, and devotes most of his non-work time to young people and education. Ray, are you there?
I am here. Thank you, Michael.
You bet. Thank you for coming on. So what inspired you to run for the Assembly?
Do you think California is being run kind of crazy these days?
Duh.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Okay. So I didn't think we were getting the best representation in our district, and I was concerned about local control continually being taken away from our local cities. And I said, this is just not right. As someone who serves on a school board, we were given, under the local control accountability plan, the ability to make local decisions, get local funding. When I say local funding, we get money from the state, but we were held accountable for the results of our young people. And I said, that's the right way to approach things, that local governance groups have a responsibility to the taxpayers for making decisions that the local voters and local taxpayers are transparent about and understand, and that if they don't like the council member, they don't like the mayor, they don't like a school board, water board, they can vote them out, vote people in that they would care to have. But it's really hard to vote out the state legislature and the governor here just in North County. So I said one of the things that I'd really like to work on in Sacramento is find like-minded people that believe local control is still important in the state and not central control.
And
that's what really inspired me.
That's awesome. Tell us a little bit about your background and what you're on the school board, but what's your professional background and what are some of the other community things that you do?
So I'll tell you what pays my bills these days. I work for the 4th largest home shopping television network in the United States called Jewelry Television, and I negotiate the agreements with cable TV, broadcasters, satellite TV, and internet video companies to carry our content or programming. So that's what pays the bills, and I've been working with that company for the last 16 years. I've been in telecommunications in the whole field since 1981. Some of the companies that I've worked for are Westinghouse, a satellite TV company called Prime Star years ago. Particularly people in rural areas might remember them. They had not the large dishes, not the smallest dishes, but the mid-sized dishes.
But then, as a volunteer, you also do you do volunteer work for the Rotary and.
Absolutely, I'll keep it short. So let me give you what I do, what I call public service. when I'm running on a public servant platform. So, yeah, I'm a Rotarian in Carlsbad, but also serve on the Carlsbad Charitable Foundation, the North Coastal Prevention Coalition, the Rotary Foundation, Carlsbad Fire Department Foundation, an advisor to Mitchell Thorpe Foundation, and a member of the Carlsbad Chamber of Commerce Education Committee. So that's what I do when I'm not working.
So you're fantastically involved in the community, and I appreciate that very much. You have, I've met your campaign staff. I've also see that you have some important endorsements, including Jim Desmond, who's the county board recent addition to the county board of supervisors, somebody that we endorsed, which is fantastic. Now, where do you stand on Second Amendment issues?
So, first of all, I'll give you the quick answer. I still believe in the Second Amendment, and I believe that there was some really good thinking behind the Second Amendment, and even including some of our most recent Supreme Court rulings. I think it was the District of Columbia versus Heller in 2008, affirmed for the first time that the right belongs to individuals exclusively for self-defense in the home, while also including that the right is not unlimited, does not preclude existence of certain long-standing prohibitions. And it goes on. But I am an absolute believer in that our forefathers knew it was important for people to be able to defend themselves. And secondly, they also, from probably their experiences in England, was that the government is not perfect, and that it was important to have militias, that if there was a need at any time given that the militias needed to take back the country, that they were armed to do that. And I think historically, I'm a student of history, is that the first thing any dictatorial government does is take away the arms of the people of a country that they take over. And I'll use the example of Nazi Germany. Whenever they invaded, the first thing they did in a village was take away their arms.
Now, one of the San Diego County gun owners, one of our big victories here is San Diegans now have the ability to carry concealed weapon permits for the first time in decades, which we're very proud of. What's your feeling on that? Going to Sacramento, what's your feeling on sane, trained, law-abiding citizens being able to get a permit and carry generally to protect themselves outside of the home?
Michael, you said something really important in that conversation, was not only law-abiding, but mentally sane people have to be able to carry a concealed weapon. And so the thoroughness of the law to make sure people who carry a concealed weapon is pretty thorough. I don't have a firearm, but I do know enough about the law that the people that do carry firearms are put through a pretty thorough process, as I understand it.
Yep.
So I don't think that is the correct way to go about it. It's once again centralized government saying one size fits all.
Now, and one of the things you were talking about, the power grab from Sacramento, it used to be that if you had a CCW and you didn't have any problems going on to a campus on a school campus, like if you were picking up your kid or whatever, it was not illegal. Then they said, okay, well, it's generally illegal, but you can give exceptions if you're the school board. So the school board could give special permission to somebody if they had a CCW and make their own local choices. But then that was taken away so that school boards can't do that anymore. What's your feeling on Sacramento taking that type of autonomy away when it comes to CCWs and school campuses?
So once again, it's Sacramento saying they know better than the local community in that decision. I mean, you can vote out in your town, wherever your listeners are from. You can pretty well vote out people on school boards, a lot easier than you can vote out the state legislature. So I say, once again, it's a certain philosophy that's permeating and saying one size fits all for the state of California. And I don't agree with that. I mean, what I agree with is each school board should have the right to make those decisions, Michael.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ray. Well, that's awesome. Well, I really appreciate you coming on. Now, if people want information or they want to help or they want to learn more about you, what's your website? How do they find you?
Okay, so we just kind of got into this campaign. We haven't got the website. We got the Facebook page up, and it's Ray Pearson for Assembly 2020. Or let me give you my number if any of your listeners want to just call me and talk. It's area code 760-688-2247, Michael.
Yeah, I'm looking at your Facebook page, Ray Pearson. That's Pearson for Assembly 2020. Well, I really appreciate you coming on, and I appreciate your views on the Second Amendment, and thank you very much for all you do for the community and all the volunteer work you do. So thank you very much, and good luck in your race.
Right, and for those who have served and for those who are serving and the families on both sides of that, thank you for Memorial Day.
Amen. Thank you for saying.
All right, buddy. Thank you very, very much. All right, we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170, The Answer. Welcome back. You're listening to Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170, The Answer. Right now, up next, we have attorney John Dillon with gun laws in California, and he is definitely going to want to take care of all of your needs. But before that, hey, folks, have you heard us tell you how easy installing a Cali key is and how it makes your AR rifle California legal in recognition of recent gun law changes? Those law changes can put the unknowing owner of an AR-15 or AR-10 on the wrong side of a jail door. If you want your AR to keep its pistol grip, telescoping stock, foregrip, and still have a detachable magazine, check out Cali Key. Cali Key is a cost-effective, easy solution that will allow you to keep your AR compliant and future-proof your AR from all those horrible new California gun laws. Keep your entire AR collection intact at a price you can afford with Cali Key. That's K-A-L-I-K-E-Y, K-A-L-I-K-E-Y.com. And last but not least, do any of you of your family keep a taser, pepper spray, firearm, or other weapon for personal protection, or do you have, or are you going to get a CCW? Well, what would you do if you were involved in an incident? What is your plan to pay for bail and expensive lawyers? Talk to the good folks at Firearms Legal Protection, like we did. For less than $10 a month, you will have peace of mind knowing a 24-hour hotline and legal representation is waiting for you and your family. That's Firearms Legal Protection at www.firearmslegal.com. That's firearmslegal.com or 469-310-9100. And the bonus is, if there is a bonus by getting arrested, you could end up having John Dillon as your representation. From Gatsky, Dillon, and Balance, LLP, you can go to cafirearmslaw.com or call them at 760-431-9501. If you do get pulled over and stopped, you do not have to say a word until you have representation. And John is the man. In fact, he's on the line as we speak. How you doing, John?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm back in the land of phone service and internet for the first time in a week.
Where you been?
I was actually up in Wyoming, near Jackson Hole and Yellowstone.
Nice.
Nice. What were you doing up there? Were you hunting or were you just relaxing?
Unfortunately, you can't hunt there, but it was with the family, just checking out, seeing the animals and the sights. It's a good trip, but yeah, it had me utterly secluded with absolutely no internet, cell service, emails, anything. So
no.
I've been playing catch up ever since.
So you don't even know what's going on in the world for a week.
Well, like I said, I started to catch up as soon as I got back. So, I did want to talk about one good court win that came through recently in California. And this was a Firearms Policy Coalition-backed legal effort along with the Calgun. But it's and I'm going to butcher this, the Niwen Husin v. Stanley Sniff. And this was a challenge to Riverside County's policy of prohibiting otherwise lawful non-U.S. citizens from applying for and obtaining CCW or concealed carry permits. So basically, the plaintiff in this case, he's a lawful permanent resident in Riverside, and he's been here since 1983, business owner, is able to purchase a firearms and have firearms as he is a lawful green card holder and a lawful permanent resident in California. But Riverside had a policy where even if someone was, met good cause, was of good moral character, and had a green card, they would not issue a CCW to them. And so this was challenged, and we actually had a recent order from Judge Dean Pearson. He entered an order permanently enjoining Riverside County from enforcing the policy prohibiting CCWs to lawful residents. So this is a big win for California.
Was there any, because that was really the policy under their old Sheriff Sniff, who was replaced in November. Do you have any idea if there was any, the win's important, I'm glad it's on the records, but did the new sheriff continue that, or did they just kind of wait out and see what was going to happen with the court case? Do you have any idea?
I believe he campaigned on not continuing that, but the thing that's important is this permanent injunction applies to all counties in California. So no longer can any sheriff, whoever is elected, just come in and say, "Hey, I don't like this. I'm not going to allow green card holders to get CCWs." So that's the great part about it, is regardless of whether it was done under an old sheriff and under the newly elected sheriff's policies, he wasn't going to do it. It now no longer can be done anywhere.
Yeah,
and this is a big win.
Don't get me wrong. That is a huge win. It's very important. I was just curious how Chad Bianco, I think is how you say his last name, how he if he had continued that policy, or they were just waiting out the court case. But that's awesome. Congratulations, Firearms Policy Coalition and Calguns Foundation.
Yeah, it was really great, and always good to hear of a Second Amendment win in California.
Well, how come we haven't seen it in the news?
Well, that's the thing. You're never going to see these things unless you seek them out, because California's not going to promote the fact that they've been unconstitutionally violating people's rights, and their feet were held to the fire in court, and they lost. So, because California is California, and we don't like those evil, nasty, scary guns. Mm-hmm. Something like this, where someone's constitutional rights were being violated, and they were able to go to court and win, so those rights will no longer be violated for themselves or anyone else. I mean, that's a huge thing just for everyone, not just gun owners. I see that any attack on the constitutional rights of any person in this country is an attack on my own, and it should be thought of that way. You cannot let the government continue to encroach on your right.
It's so true. And, every once in a while people ask, gee, are they really enforcing these? And you were just talking about the evil, ugly guns. Are they really enforcing these laws? We just did a commercial leading in for Cali Key, and we did a commercial for Firearms Legal Protection. And of course, you as the go-to attorney when it comes to gun stuff. 7 hours ago, the Stockton Police Department, Stockton's a little city up in Northern California, posted a picture of it's an AR. It looks like it was somebody's hobby gun. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like they bought it off the streets. I mean, it looks like this guy was headed to the range. He had some ammo and some magazines, and he's got his AR. I can't really see the specifics as to what he does or doesn't have. He does have a foregrip. He does have a pistol grip, but I can't tell if he has some kind of compliance part or whatever. But 7 hours, Stockton police are bragging that they pulled a guy over for a traffic violation and then stole his gun from him, and how it's one less gun off the street. I mean, it's just absolutely, so I don't know the details of this case, but know for a fact out there that they are absolutely enforcing these laws. Mm-hmm. That what they're indicating, I don't know the whole story, but the Stockton Police Department is indicating this guy got pulled over for some minor traffic violation, and now he's being charged with a felony because he has an assault weapon, which is just it looks like somebody's hobby AR. I mean, this does not look like it was. Yeah, it looks like somebody assembled it and painted it and did all the, stuff, and was probably headed to the range. So it's so important. Important.
Well, yeah, and trust me, these are being enforced. And right now, people don't understand that we're still kind of under a grace period, because under the penal code sections enforcing the assault weapon laws, within a year of the registration period ending, which was July of 2018, there's an infraction provision when it comes to assault weapon possession charges. in which essentially if you don't really have a criminal record, you're only found in, I think, a maximum 2 assault weapons are found in your possession. You're able to get an infraction only, not a misdemeanor, not a felony, and a $500 fine. That ends in July. So these people that are, wow. So right now there's been an infraction provision for a lot of times people are either getting this $500 fine and infraction, or the guns are just being stolen and kept and destroyed with no charges. But as soon as that period ends, your options are felony. That's what you will be charged with, and that's what they're going to go after. So it is significant, and they are enforcing these laws. There's no question.
Well, you're a
good guy, and with an accident, or you just didn't stay up on the law. That's not going to go very far. I have met some of the DAs that just don't like firearms, and they try to go after firearm violations with everything. Mm-hmm. It happens, and they will. You don't want to be that unlucky guy. You really don't.
Hey, John, this is Joe. Just out of curiosity, and I don't know the details of the thing Michael's reading, but if you are, traveling, you've got an AR, it's in your case. Say it's like in my case, I've got a truck, so it's going to be in its case on the floor in the back seat. If you get pulled over for just a minor traffic violation, how much can they look, or how much do you have to show them, or how does the officer end up, looking at your gun and with your gun in that situation?
Okay, so I would say this. When you're transporting any firearms in California, whether they're assault weapons or not, this is the most cautious and I believe the best way to transport firearms without, running afoul in any way. But make sure they are unloaded, no magazines in the guns whatsoever, no ammunition in magazines. I would have magazines or ammunition stored in their original box that you bought them in. All firearms should be in a locked case. I prefer, although it's not always required, but it can be in the case of assault weapons or registered assault weapons, a hard case, not a soft case, but a hard case with locks on them. And if that's all locked up, it's unloaded, then you're okay. And even if you're stopped for a traffic violation, they can't make you unlock that case. Especially, I would also say, do not have firearm stickers or logos all over your gun cases. Try to make them as discreet as possible. Just a black hard case with locks on them. And always remember, you're never required to answer any questions ever. You have a Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. So if an officer wants to stop you for a traffic violation and starts asking you questions about the case in your car, or if you have any firearms, or they ask you where you're going, you don't have to answer any of that. And that may cause the issue where you're going to have to sit on the side of the road for 15, 20 minutes if they really want to bother you. They may get a drug dog to come in and sniff around your car, but as long as you don't have any drugs, keep your license up to date, registration, insurance, there should be no problem. They may give you a little hard time, but if they try to take it past that, they're going to be in some trouble, especially if you call a lawyer.
Can they take your gun, even though you won't open it?
In that circumstance, oh no, they can't take that. They don't know what's in it as long as you don't tell them.
I gotcha. Okay.
You don't have to tell them any information. If they ask, "Hey, what's in that case?" You're like, "Not relevant to this." Stop.
Yeah. You said my license plate lights burned out. That has nothing to do with my case.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
All right, buddy. Hey, you're the best as always. Thank you very much. That's John Dillon from Gatsky, Dillon and Balance, LLP, 760-431-9501. Go to cafirearmslaw.com, cafirearmslaw.com. Don't wait to get in trouble. Hook up with firearmslegal.com, and those issues will disappear. Right here on Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170, The Answer. Welcome back. You're listening listening to Gun Sports Radio right here on FM 96.1 AM 1170, The Answer. Hey, folks, have you heard us tell you how easy it is to install a Cali key and how it makes your AR rifle California legal in recognition of recent gun law changes? Well, those law changes can put the unknowing owner of an AR-15 or AR-10 on the wrong side of the jail door. If you want your AR to keep its pistol grip, telescoping stock, foregrip, and still have a detachable magazine, check out Cali Key. Cali Key is a cost-effective, easy solution that will allow you to keep your AR compliant and future-proof your AR from all those horrible new California gun laws. Just remember, CaliKey.com, KaliKey.com. All right, this segment is brought to you by the Nordstroms of Gun Ranges, commonly known as The Gun Range San Diego, 7853 Balboa Avenue, 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Go to thegunrangesandiego.com. Find out all the benefits and features they have available for you. You can take a rundown, talk to the very, very informed staff. These folks know everything there is to know about the gun industry. And right now, we have Jason on the line. How you doing, Jason?
Doing okay, Dave. How you doing?
Thought we just woke you up.
Yeah. No, I've been here for a while.
You got any ammo left?
Oh, I've got some ammo, but it's going really fast.
I told you, man, it's flying.
I know.
Yesterday we sold a good 50 to 60,000 rounds of just 9mm alone.
Yep.
It is going really fast, man.
Good. Good.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's good. People
Really
are waking up and doing it.
Cool. So what else?
Till July.
Yeah, I know. July 1st. Is it July 1st?
Yeah.
Yep.
Got till
next
July
week.
1st.
Ammo
We're gonna
getting.
start Those ammo background checks. You don't want to handle. You already got a background check on my gun. So get all the ammo you can before July 1st, people.
Yeah. But thank goodness, if you want to vote, there's no background check. So
No.
that's the good news.
Right. Yeah, give it 5 years. We'll be good.
Yeah, what a pinheads. So what do you got for us today, my friend?
Well, we got this big fat ammo sale going on. We got 9mm. I'd like everybody to hear this. Got 9mm, 1,000 rounds for $175 and tax. But $175, that's $875 a box for factory new 9mm. We've also got 45 for $285. $285 for 1,000 rounds. The same for 1,000 rounds of .223. It's pretty much the best price you're going to find, period. So I'd grab it now. It's going through Memorial Day weekend, and Memorial Day will be good through tomorrow.
Fabulous. Well, people ought to get down there and
working out well,
stock up, man.
Yeah, get it while you can. It is going really fast. I mean, we're bigger than the ice cream man right now, so you want to get it now.
That's
you can
good
come
advice.
down, come get it.
Yeah, man.
We got to do it.
Dave already got some, I think.
I have one, but I'm thinking about it.
Well,
I'm thinking about picking up another 1,000.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you should. I'll deliver it to you. I'll bring it right to the studio, right there.
No, you have to come to Alpine if you're going to deliver.
Oh, Alpine. Hey, I'll enjoy a good drive.
Tell you what, put a box aside for me, and I'll pick it up on. You're not open tomorrow, are you?
Yeah, we're open tomorrow.
Oh, well, then I'll come.
All the veterans, Memorial Day, we're serving everybody. So
all right,
we're going to stay open for that, and just come on by.
I'll come by and pick up 1,000 rounds.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I'll match you. You're going to go with 1,000 rounds of .223. Is that what you're getting?
No, 9mm.
Oh, okay. I thought because I would have done the
grab it all.
.223.
You still can.
Set aside a box for me. I'll come down there.
There you go.
tomorrow,
You
too.
just sold another one. 223. Is that for the 22?
223. Yeah.
Wait a minute. I might need that.
That's for an AR.
AR-15s, ARs. Yeah,
What do I know? I'm just a radio host. What do I know?
Yeah.
Well, I won.
You're a veteran, right?
Well, yeah, and I won a Ruger.
Yeah.
2210 or 1022.
1022.
1022.
And I just realized my safety card is expired, so I got to go up to Gunfighter Tactical. That's where I won it from, and I've got to go sit down. They'll probably be open tomorrow, too, huh?
You know what?
Yeah, Brian,
you can get your safety card from
up.
Jason tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then go over there.
I can get it from you?
Yeah.
I can get it from me. I'll give it to you, no problem.
Oh, well, then, heck, I'll do that, because I didn't want to have to go all the way to Miramar. Well, I have to go there anyway to get my gun.
Right.
So you're going to be there tomorrow, Jason?
You going to be there tomorrow?
Yeah.
He's always there.
I'll make a phone call. I'll make sure you're there.
I know people.
Grab the ammo, get your FSC.
Really?
Yeah, you know me. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, get your FSC, get your ammo, you'll be good.
How come Casey never told me that? What's up with that?
I don't know. He's a wild guy.
He's a wild guy with a flask.
Yeah, right, with a flask. No doubt about it. So I guess are you starting to see more and more people coming in, with the gun laws getting weirder and weirder and people getting more questions to ask?
Yes, yeah, definitely a lot more people picking up ammo, a lot more people asking about what's going on July 1st, all that stuff.
Yeah, I tell you, it's just crazy.
A lot more stuff going on. A lot more people are worried about their right to purchase ammunition in California. There's nothing we can really do about that, but
it's never been
a lot more people asking questions.
It's never been really explained as to the reasoning for this. They just passed the law, and now we have to deal with it.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes. Again, we all know that the people making these laws have no idea how guns actually work, how gun safety works. I mean, we all remember the guy. We all look up the YouTube video of the guy who says, this AR-15 fires, 100,000 rounds in like half a second, and
Yeah, right.
That's the kind of thing we're dealing with, and these are the people who have the power to make rules and to make the laws, that we have to follow. I mean, I know absolutely nothing about air traffic control, but if I made rules for air traffic control, you'd think that would be absolutely outrageous.
Right.
Am I right?
That's a good analogy.
It's the same thing. I have, these people have no idea how these laws work, how these weapons work, how criminal mind works, and yet their bodyguards are all armed. They don't want us to have these guns, but they want to have them. So that's our adversary.
Right.
That's how it is.
Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to your library. We were talking to Casey, and you got something new in. It's not cheap to rent. It's like $40.
Oh gosh! So one of my favorites. One of the rarities. We're probably the only. Honestly, man, we're probably the only range in Southern California, probably the whole state to have one. It's an HK G36.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
G36 from Tommy Built Tactical. So Tommy Built. If you're not familiar, Tommy Bolt makes props for movies like Mad Max, a lot of other big action blockbusters. Serious professional, really cool guy. Made a California legal HKG 36. I've never seen one before. I've been in guns for a long time. I'm super into guns. I've seen, owned, I've shot a lot of really rare guns a lot of people never heard of. Have you ever heard of PSG-1?
Mm-mm.
That's a serious rifle. There's only about 5,000 in the world. This is the only one of these G36s I have ever seen. It is that rare.
Have you fired it yet?
It is a gun. I have, and it is every bit as delicious as you would think.
Worth every penny to rent.
Specifically. Oh, gosh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. You'll never find this gun anywhere. Unless you walk into the HK factory in Germany, you'll never find this gun anywhere.
So who's got dibs on it when it comes out of the rental fleet?
Well,
that's a good question.
First come, first serve. It's probably whoever's in charge of the rental fleet, right?
Yeah.
You better go get buddies with that person.
Walks up first, yeah.
And what caliber does
I'm a manager. I like to think I get dibs.
Yeah, sure you do. What caliber is that, Jason?
Yeah, what caliber is it?
It's in 5.56.
It is 5.56. It's bigger than 223, Dave.
The regular NATO round. Yeah, regular 223. Takes its own magazine. Very, very special weapon system made specifically for German special forces like GSG-9, the German military. Very, very high-end rifle. Very technologically superior rifle. So if you ever want to shoot one of these things, you gotta come by. You gotta shoot one. You want to shoot a rifle nobody else, almost on the planet has shot, come by, shoot that thing.
Yeah, Lance can't go.
That rare.
Lance can't go. Because
why not?
Because he doesn't need another one.
I would bring Joe's rounds with me.
That sounds like a
shoot them up.
Yeah.
But
so hours of operation tomorrow, same as 10 to 10?
Yeah, 10 to 10. It is 10 to 10, like every day.
Okay. So nothing.
You want to come by tomorrow? People are going to be, people are going to be scooping up this ammo as quick as they can.
Save me a box.
Grab it before it's gone. I'll slap your name on it, Dave.
Are you barbecuing tomorrow?
Grab and waking.
Are you guys barbecuing tomorrow?
My family barbecued today just to get it out of the way, but right as we speak, I am stuffed full of bratwurst, pulled pork, coleslaw, you name it.
We're all sitting here hungry, and you're sitting there making us feel bad, but that's okay. Yeah. All right, Jason. Well, hey, I will be down tomorrow. I think Joe Germisi will be down.
I will definitely be down in the morning.
So save him a bullet. He doesn't need a box. Just save him one bullet. Hannah wants to come down because she's got a Glock. She needs to have somebody take a look at it because she thinks that, she wanted it at the gun prom, and she's having issues with it already. So we got to have somebody take a look.
Hello.
Jason, save me a box of 9 also, please.
Yeah, just save him a bullet, too. Just a bullet.
Got it.
Doesn't need a bullet.
I get your case.
Oh, you're the man.
Nice man.
TheGunRangeSanDiego.com. TheGunRangeSanDiego.com. We'll be talking to you, buddy. Thank you very much for hanging out with us, and have a great evening.
Thank you, guys.
Love your show.
Love your
Jason.
show, man.
See you tomorrow.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, a whole lot more right here on Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170. The Answer. Welcome back. You're listening to Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170. The Answer. Michael Schwartz is gone for the afternoon, but hey, we have got Sam the Gunman. But before I do that, do you or any of your family keep a taser, pepper spray, firearm, or other weapon for personal protection? Do you have, or are you going to get a CCW? What would you do if you got pulled over and the police officer decided to take you to his hotel, commonly known as jail? What are you going to do to get out? Do you know anybody? Well, guess what? For less than $10 a month, firearms legal protection at www.firearmslegal.com. That's firearmslegal.com. Will definitely help you out. 844-357-9400. 844-357-9400. Now we got Lance is going to go ahead and take care of the question for Sam the Gunman. How you doing, Sam?
Fantastic. How are you, gentlemen?
Hey, I hear it's a little warm back there where you're at.
It is, apart from the hailstorm we had the other night.
Oh, boy. They got that weather. And hailstorms mean potentially tornadoes.
Yeah, I know.
Oof.
And dents in your car if they're big enough. All right, so here comes the question.
So, Mr. Sam the Gunman, first, before we get started, what sort of libation do you have sitting in front of you this evening, please?
Nothing tonight, actually.
What?
He's on the wagon.
Normally he's got that thing loaded with chocolate milk.
Now he's on the wagon.
County gun owners, whatever it is. Got it. Okay. All right. You ready?
I hope so.
Okay, good.
Born ready.
So Eileen from San Diego wants to know, what is a double set trigger?
Eileen from San Diego, thanks for the question.
Mm-hmm.
She has been bugging us continually, wanting to know the answer to that question. I want you to know.
She's shaking her head right now.
Okay, that's a tough one. I know for those of you who are listening who don't know what a set trigger is, it's something you find on, they're not as common nowadays, I don't think, but they're something you used to find on very high-end, like hunting and sporting rifles, where you pulled back this thing and it would lighten the trigger pull. I'm not explaining it very well, but it was sort of...
Yeah, you're on track.
Yeah. So a double set trigger is just sort of a doubling up of that mechanism. You have two different controls to lighten the trigger pull in two different stages.
That's essentially it. Two triggers. The first one cocks the action, and this then turns the second trigger into a hair trigger for better accuracy.
So for those of you out there who don't have access to $3,000 hunting rifles from the early 1900s, if you want to experience what a set trigger is like, just get a revolver with an exposed hammer, and the difference is like the difference between a double action pull and the single action pull. It's sort of the same idea, but on a long gun.
Gotcha.
Got it. Well,
cool.
Again, he got it.
He got it again. Sorry, Eileen, no shirt for you.
Yeah, darn it. She'll remain shirtless.
Yeah.
Got it.
Got it.
Well, you nailed it again, my friend. You want to hang around on the air for a little bit, and because Joe's going to talk about this recent article he did on, what was it again?
On a new word describing a common condition, hoplophobia.
That's
hey,
right.
Have you ever heard of that one? Hoplophobia?
Hoplophobia.
Yeah, Jeff Cooper came up with that one, didn't he?
Oh, my God. Is there anything you don't know?
There's a lot of stuff I don't know, but I'm not going to tell you what it is because then you'll get people to ask it.
Well, Dave thought it was, a phobia of beer.
Yeah.
A dislike of IPAs.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Dislike
I would
of
never
IPAs.
dislike an IPA. What, are you kidding me? So tell us about that new word.
So, the word is it's hoplophobia, and it's essentially an irrational fear of firearms. And Colonel Jeff Cooper came up with that.
I know some people that have that problem.
Back in 1962. Well, I started thinking about it. I was looking on a concealed carry Facebook page. There's a lot of good information, discussions, and stuff on there. And someone was asking, how do you deal with it if your concealed carry gun inadvertently gets exposed and somebody sees it? And I was thinking about that because this irrational fear that people have of guns is a problem like that, and that's it's a problem. It's why we have a lot of the bad laws and goofiness that we have. So I started thinking about that, and then I remembered I had come across this term before that Cooper had come up with. And so I thought I'd write about it a little bit and, just talk about people. Again, as gun owners, you have an obligation to challenge that kind of stuff and to help people get over it because, most of the time, a lot of time, or not most, I guess most of the time, people know very little about firearms. If you're not involved with someone that owns a firearm or if you don't own a firearm yourself, you get all your information pretty much from the media, from the news, from places like that. And that information is generally wrong most of the time. And a lot of times it's intentionally wrong. And one of the unfortunate things is we've taken that kind of education out of the schools. So as kids grow up, if you didn't grow up with guns around your family, you really don't know anything about them. And you become a young adult really lacking in that basic fundamental knowledge. So that's what got me thinking about it, and I ended up writing about it a little bit because it's interesting in here in California, with as many of the goofy, strange gun laws that we have out here, you would think that would be a problem. You would think if your shirt inadvertently blows open, somebody sees your gun, now it's going to be a big deal. And surprisingly, brandishing is the law that you're worried about. And in California, that's specifically written that, for it to be brandishing, you have to show the gun in an angry or threatening way. So just an inadvertent, flip of it that you weren't intending to do.
So if you were going down the street and I was walking by you and your jacket blew open and I seen your weapon, and if I called 911 because I'll say, hey, I just seen a guy walking down the street with a gun, would they respond?
I'm sure they would respond, but again, it's depending on the officer that showed up and your demeanor and all that stuff.
Do you have all your paperwork?
Yeah, probably would not be a big deal. I mean, it could be. It's, that kind of stuff varies. Yeah, it just depends. But generally speaking, it should not be a big deal because you did not pull the gun out. You did not threaten somebody with it.
They just
you didn't show it to them in anger, like a road rage thing or something like that. So it should not be an issue here. Some states it is an issue, just showing that.
Wow.
So anyway, that was the idea of writing the article. So hopefully people enjoyed it.
Where can people find that article?
You can find it on the San Diego County Gun Owners website on the blog page, sdcgo.com.
Okay. Very good. And then they can respond if they have questions or concerns.
They can. We get lots of, because I usually put it out on our Facebook page, and then lots of people copy it and share it to other Facebook pages. Most of the responses tend to be on the Facebook pages. But yeah, you could certainly respond. We see all that stuff.
And yesterday, weren't you shooting out in North County or something? Or?
Yesterday was a USPSA match up in Pala.
Nice.
So yeah, it was fun. Actually, one of the things that I had to do at one of the stages that I don't ever do is shoot a handgun from a prone position.
Oh.
We actually had to get down and shoot.
That took a while.
No, getting down was okay. Getting up.
There you go.
So you do that one last on the stage.
But I can't get up.
Yeah, help. You need one of them buttons so that you can push the button. Have somebody come lift you up.
They put the stage last, right?
No, well, it depends on how you wanted to shoot the stage, but I did not see anybody do the prone thing other than last.
Right, exactly. Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. $15 goes a long way.
Is that all that costs?
Yeah. No, actually, the Palo one's a little bit more. The 15 is the Lemon Grove Rod and Gun Club, which will be at this coming Saturday.
Yeah, okay.
So Palo's a little bit different. Palo, if you're not a club member, it's $40 to shoot. If you are a club member, it's $30.
Yeah.
No, that's not bad.
No, I go up to Alpine, $15.
Yeah. There you go, $15.
$15. Very good.
All right, Sam. Well, hey, thank you very much for hanging out with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, and thanks everyone for listening.
Hey, you need to start a web page or a Facebook page or something, Sam the Gunman. That way we can...
I don't know. Stop giving me dangerous ideas.
Hey, just leave it to us. All right, buddy, good talking to you.
Have a good week, man.
Have a good week, absolutely. So what else? Now, on the website, on how often do you come up with stories?
So I publish an article every week is what I try to do. So we've got, and all the old ones are up there. So we've got over 70 on there now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, and they're all, reasonable. They're all probably 600 words or so, something like that. So,
right.
Great topics.
Yeah, easy read, 600 words.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, good stuff.
All right. Hey, well, before we let you go, folks, we definitely want to put a big shout out to all of our sponsors. And hopefully you will hear these names. And if you ever need anything that they sell or service, that you will go down and utilize their services and make sure you tell them where you heard it. First off, San Diego County Gun Owners. Go to SanDiegoCountyGunOwners.com. The Gun Range San Diego. In fact, join the San Diego County Gun Owners and then go down to the Gun Range San Diego at thegunrangesandiego.com. You can actually join their program. Lance has done it, and he never has to clean another gun as long as he lives.
Yep, thank gosh.
He just shoots them. www.firearmslegal.com. For less than $9, you can protect yourself and your family in the event you get arrested and it's gun-related. You definitely need to go to firearmslegal.com. And our favorite, www.calikey.com. That's KALIKEY.com. Get your ARs up to snuff to where you can enjoy them and keep them in California without getting chased down. Hey, if you'd like to email us, go to www.info@gunsportsradio.com. We'll be more than happy to answer any and all your questions. And I want to thank Lance, Pelkey, Michael Schwartz, Casey Heckenroth, John Dillon, and Brendan, our board app, for all of the great work. Hannah was great, but had to let her go.
Yeah.
Just gets tough,
Gotcha.
She's not in there. That's the only reason I get away with it.
She shot a gun for the first time.
Yes, she did, and she didn't even fall down.
Liked it.
Didn't even fall down. Right here on Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170. The Answer.
Gun Sports Radio is sponsored by Love Radio Network.